Gusto niyo makita kung paano manguto ng mga Amerikano at mga taga-ibang bansa dito sa Washington, D.C. Ito, panoorin niyo si LIMA na nahihibang.
I'm Lila de Lima, Senator of the Republic of the Philippines. I'm also a lawyer by training and profession. I used to head the Commission on Human Rights during the time of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, and subsequently I was appointed as Justice Secretary of President Benigno Aquino III. I am perhaps most well known today for having invited upon myself the vendetta of the current president.
Vendetta of the current president? Lima, wala kaming pakailam sa'yo. Sa tingin mo si President Duterte may pakailam sa'yo? Wala. Yung 16 million na bumoto kay President Duterte, may pakailam ba sa'yo? Wala. Ano vendetta pinagsasabi mo? Kapwa mo lang inutil na idiot na naniniwala sa'yo. Ganyan mang utos sa Amerika. Buy media mileage, galing sa milyonarya sa New York. Tapos palabasin mo na inaapi ka alagulong ng palad. Vendetta. Vendetta mo yung mukha mong inutil, De Lima.
The rampant killings in his city, Davao City, attributed to the so-called Davao Death Squad.
Investigated rampant killings? Ano nangyari sa investigasyon mo? Hawak ka ng dalawang presidente since 2008. Arroyo at si Idiot Noynoy. Pero hindi mo mapatunayan na pumapatay si Mayor Duterte kasi nagpapauso ka lang. Ngayon, senator ka na. Backer mo pa, multi-millionaire galing sa New York. Binigyan ka na ng award dito sa Washington, D.C. Patunayan mo na mamamatay tao si President Duterte. Tulad ng ginawa nyo kay President Marcos, maglalabas kayo ng kabubuhan na walang basihan. Puro kasinungalingan. Tuloy mo lang yan, De Lima. Inaabangan ko na lang na tatawanan namin ng foreign policy dahil sa kasaysayan mo na pangbobo.
And now, as a senator, I initiated a Senate inquiry into the spate of extrajudicial killings, which targeted only, or which is targeting only, mostly poor and ordinary, small-time, suspected drug pushers and drug users. And while conspicuously big-time drug pushers or drug lords are being spared or are not being allowed or are being allowed to evade justice. And as the most outspoken critic of President Duterte, I am probably the most controversial and the most maligned or demonized public figure in our country today. But I shall keep fighting the good fight.
Senate inquiry na walang resulta. Appeal to the emotions ang banat ni De Lima. Outspoken critic, most controversial, most malign. Tulad ng sinabi ko sa mga videos at memes ko, ang naniniwala na lang sa'yo, De Lima, kapwa mo inutil. Hindi ka critic, De Lima. Hindi ka controversial, De Lima. Hindi ka malign, De Lima. Hibang ka, De Lima. Hibang. Takot sa multo na hindi totoo at galing mismo sa imahinasyon mo na ikaw mismo ang gumawa ng multo. De Lima, there is no fight. Akala mo lang meron. Mangarap ka pa. Inutil ka kasi, De Lima. Akala nyo yung mga Filipino lang na uto ng ABS-CBN, GMA, Inquirer, Rappler at iba pang fake news. Itong awaling na pang inutil ni De Lima ay pagpapatunay na madali rin mauto ang mga Amerikano. Kahit nasa Washington, D.C. pa sila. Siyempre, may milyones na binubuhos yung byuda sa New York. Kaya, marami pa rin nauuto. Amerikano man o Filipino. The award recently given to Lila de Lima by Foreign Policy magazine proves only one thing. Even the most highly educated people in an area where there are a lot of highly educated people can think in stupid ways because the media or a group tells them to think in stupid ways. The phenomenon is called groupthink, a term coined by social psychologist Irving Janis in 1972. It occurs when a group makes faulty decisions because group pressures lead to a deterioration of mental efficiency, reality testing, and moral judgment. Here's documented proof that the Foreign Policy Magazine Awards is a result of groupthink.
I'm Lila de Lima, Senator of the Republic of the Philippines. I'm also a lawyer by training and profession. I used to head the Commission on Human Rights during the time of President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, and subsequently I was appointed as Justice Secretary of President Benigno Aquino III. I am perhaps most well known today for having invited upon myself the vendetta of the current president, Benigno Aquino First, when I investigated the rampant killings in his city, Davao City, attributed to the so-called Davao Death Squad.
De Lima became senator in July 2016, the very same time that Rodrigo Duterte became president. While De Lima has been in government since 2008, that's 8 years, and she has occupied prominent positions, she will blame President Duterte for all the killings in the Philippines, even though Duterte has only been in power for less than 6 months. The most laughable of all of De Lima's statements are the following. She thinks there is a vendetta against her by current President Duterte. De Lima will say she investigated rampant killings, but the people around her will fail to notice that there was never an investigation on the ineptitude and failures of De Lima as Commissioner on Human Rights Chief, as Secretary of Justice, and now as Senator. The people around De Lima will not ask about investigations about De Lima's failures as Secretary of Justice for 6 years, but will instead believe the lies that a president of 6 months, President Duterte, is the reason for all the killings taking place in the Philippines. None of the idiots around De Lima will care to know that she has been in government since 2008, but will instead believe the lies spread by media that President Duterte is an quote-unquote extremist.
And now, as a senator, I initiated a Senate inquiry into the spate of extrajudicial killings, which targeted only, or which is targeting only, mostly poor and ordinary, small-time, suspected drug pushers and drug users. And while conspicuously big-time drug pushers or drug lords are being spared or are not being allowed, or are being allowed to evade justice. And as the most outspoken critic of President Duterte, I am probably the most controversial and the most maligned or demonized public figure in our country today. But I shall keep fighting the good fight.
De Lima will appeal to the emotions of the idiots around her by saying that she is an outspoken critic, most controversial and most maligned, when in truth and in fact, President Duterte, his cabinet, and more than 16 million Filipinos who support President Duterte know that De Lima is nothing but a bad joke. De Lima is a joke, an object of ignominy, ridicule, and perhaps even sympathy, because De Lima believes in her own lies that she herself created. Can't even call De Lima crazy. At this point, De Lima is just delusional. No one's trying to fight you, De Lima. President Duterte and all his followers could not care less about you or what you think about Duterte. We really, honestly, sincerely do not care about you, De Lima. There is no fight, but you can dream, De Lima, if that gives you a sense of self-worth. If you think only Filipinos are fooled by ABS-CBN, GMA, Inquirer, Rappler, Philstar, Interaction, and other fake news, think again. This video of foreign policy giving De Lima an award is documented proof that even the most highly educated people in one of the most highly educated cities in the world can and will still be fooled by media, all because they practice groupthink. When a group makes faulty decisions because group pressures lead to a deterioration of mental efficiency, reality testing, and moral judgment.
Kinilala ng Foreign Policy Magazine ang katapangan ng pinakamaingay na kritiko ni President Rodrigo Duterte na si Senator Laila de Lima sa kanyang pakikibaka kontra extrajudicial killings.
It's quite an honor. Ibig sabihin, nakikita nila po yung nagiging efforts ko, yung aking sitwasyon sa Pilipinas for my chief advocacy for the promotion and protection of human rights and also for the promotion and upholding of the rule of law.
Sa harap ng international audience, ipinaalam ni Senador de Lima ang lagay ng human rights abuses sa bansa. Ang mensahe niya sa international crowd, bantayang mabuti ang human rights violations at extrajudicial killings sa war on drugs ni Presidente Duterte.
I am probably the most controversial and the most maligned or demonized public figure in our country today. But I shall keep fighting the good fight. Thank you.
Ayon kay de Lima na minsan naging Commissioner ng Human Rights, nasa kamay mismo ni Pangulong Duterte ang pagsugpo sa sinasabing extrajudicial killings sa Pilipinas.
All he needs to do is say, stop the killings. At susunod na po lahat yan. Siyang nag-utos na gawin yan, and therefore siya rin dapat ang mag-utos na tapusin yan.
Naniniwala si de Lima sa karapatan ng bawat Pilipino na sitahin ng may kapangyarihan nang walang takot sila ang babueltahan. Kabilang din sa mga pinarangalan si Philippine Transgender Congresswoman Geraldine Roman, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at si US Presidential Candidate Hillary Clinton. Mula naman sa Amerika, diretso si De Lima sa Berlin para sa isang speaking engagement tungkol din sa human rights. Nakatakda siyang umuwi sa Pilipinas sa December 20.